guys, welcome back to my channel, and you are tuned in to my law school experience, 4th year. I don't know if I'm going to call this a Q&A or not, but I definitely wanted to film this last installment of my law school experience. As you guys know, I was a evening student at the University of Baltimore School of Law. My name is Lana, and this is my channel. I have documented my law school experience for the past 4 years, and this is my last installment in this series of law school experience videos. And I'm super excited to be filming this last installment because I just wanted to make sure I gave you guys a roundabout. You know, I wanted to bring everything full circle for you guys, and you know, make sure I finish strong with the classes I took and my key takeaways involving the whole law school experience. So let's get into it. So I do have my notes here, and I'll definitely be referring to them throughout the course of this video. But so much has happened. I started law school in the fall of 2013. I started this YouTube channel in the fall of 2014, and yeah, it's been such a crazy journey just reflecting on everything. But let me start with what classes I took this year, and then I'll get into my key takeaways from the law school experience. In the fall, I took a cyberspace law seminar. I took a bankruptcy and creditor remedies course. I took an international intellectual property course, and I also took a litigation process course. Those 4 classes were pretty difficult, actually, putting them together. Litigation process was all about the process a case goes through from the cradle to the grave, from filing motions and pleadings and things like that, all the way to whether or not a case settles or goes to trial. International intellectual property was all about the different countries within the European Union and all the processes that go into forming a patent, forming a trademark, and so on and so forth. Bankruptcy and creditor remedies were actually really, it was a really interesting course. Very dry, very boring, a lot of math too, which I didn't like, which I didn't sign up for. That's why I became an attorney. And then cyberspace law was a seminar that required a 25 or more page paper at the end of the semester. I enjoyed actually writing this paper because my paper was about social media and its impact on the law, and I'm really excited and how it's changing the law too, because there are not that many laws that delegate and that oversee social media. So it's really exciting to kind of see how the law has developed around that, since social media has kind of ballooned over the past 10-20 years. And then in the spring, I took advanced trial advocacy. I took rights of crime victims. That's another seminar. And I also took forensic evidence, which was really interesting. Kind of got to look at like dead bodies and crime scenes and things like that. My final semester of law school was only 3 classes, 9 credits. I only needed 7 out of those 9 credits to graduate. And my schedule was my favorite because I only had class maybe like 2 or 3 days out of the week, as opposed to 4 days out of the week. So I was really happy about that. But to get into some key takeaways from my law school experience, this was a long and arduous journey. I've been through so much, and this law school has taught me that it was more than just, you know, studying to retain information. It was about, you know, studying and learning how to apply the information you were taught to real life situations, and being able to be an attorney that could kind of adapt in any circumstances. I've learned that I'm stronger than I ever knew I could be. I have endured quite a bit throughout the past 4 years of studying and learning and writing and relearning, and just I've learned a lot about myself as an individual. there were a lot of late nights and early mornings during this process. There were days where I was so tired that I didn't even want to get out of bed, let alone to go to work. So for those of you who don't know, I did work full-time during this whole law school experience. So my mornings would go something like, my days would go something like this. I would get up at 4:30 in the morning. I would be at work by 6. I would work until 4:30 p.m. That's a 10-hour day. And then I would go from work at 4:30 to school by 6 o'clock when classes started around 6:15. And then depending on the semester and what classes I was taking, I'd be at school till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'd go home and I'd wake up at 4:30 the next day to do the same thing. Yeah, there was a lot of fatigue. I will definitely say that. I was really tired. And as a result of being tired, not really getting enough sleep every night, I kind of put on weight because my body wasn't getting enough time to kind of recuperate from my days. And even if I was eating healthy, this is the realness. I'm giving y'all the real about law school right now and about what you're signing up for if you do choose to go down this path. For me, I was working out a lot, but I also was not getting enough sleep. And when you don't get enough sleep, it don't matter what you do, whether you're working out or eating right or doing both, your body is not going to allow you to maintain a healthy weight, and at least not for me. I'll speak for myself. So I just wanted to, like, I definitely want to stress that, like, this was a commitment for me because I wanted to obviously obtain my Juris Doctorate degree, but I also wanted, of course, pass the bar and all that other stuff. But it has been taxing on my mental and my physical, and yeah, it's been taxing on me. And then also, you know, so just recognize as a part-time student, that, or even a full-time student, that you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. You're not gonna have as much free time as you normally would because you've made the commitment to study an area for a lot of your free time. So definitely something to consider. Also, another key takeaway was just like how my home life, my personal life, and unexpected events kind of factored into things. Like I told you guys in my how you know success is near video that, you know, my dad was going through some health issues, and he's fine now. Everything is great. But these are the things that you don't and cannot predict. And I asked God before I started law school to protect me and my family and my friends from negative things that might happen during the course of my law school experience, and he did. But there was a lot going on towards the end of me graduating and then leading into, you know, bar prep. But my dad got through his surgery well, and he's doing fine, and I'm grateful for that. So I learned a lot about my ability to endure and persevere through tough times, and my ability to get through things that the average person would probably fall or crumble at. And law school helped me and built me up to be able to be strong for those times. Another thing to consider during this time and being in law school during the past 4 years was racism and the political climate and current events with police brutality and terrorist attacks. I mean, I realized, like, I knew this, but I realized that the law really does shape, it really does divide our everyday lives, and really does have a lot to do with how we govern ourselves every day. And of course I knew this going into law school, but I really understood that. It really hit home for me as law school went on and after I completed, of course. And I even experienced racism within my school with another student in my first year. And if you guys want a story time on that, I could film that for you guys as well. But those things, all of these things have allowed me and showed me that I have the ability to endure really tough times, and still go after and accomplish my goals. And I know you guys can do it too. I think differently. I'm far more critical of my surroundings and the people in them, and I like to think I'm a lot more direct, and I like to get to the point, and all you need to give me are the facts, and I'll move on from there, you know. I've changed. I've become a slightly different person, a slightly more critical person, a slightly more analytical person, if that's even possible, because I was pretty analytical before school started. But yeah, I've learned so much about myself as a woman, and as a woman of color, and as a professional, and as someone who has been able to obtain an advanced degree. And I'm proud of myself, because when I started this YouTube channel, there were not many black female law students. I saw a need for that because I felt like we were underrepresented. I felt like, well, what's it like for someone who looks like me to be in school and be doing things? And I felt like, okay, well, let me create that, and I'm happy that I did. And now more than ever, I'm seeing more and more like women of color, not just black women, but women of color popping up, going after their medical degrees, going after their law degrees, going after other business ventures as entrepreneurs. I think it's awesome, and I want to see it keep going. I'm going to continue. But that's it for my law school experience, my 4th year experience. I'm going to be doing a whole bar exam video separately about my experience with the bar. And I also want to film some other videos for my 1Ls out there who either have just started law school or are about to start law school. And so if you guys have any video ideas that you guys want to send my way, I'll be happy to film them and get them up for you guys, because this is what I'm here for, is to help you guys. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the journey thus far, and I also just want to say thank you guys for all of the loving comments on my previous 2 or 3 videos. You guys have been so supportive and so positive, and there's been like no hate whatsoever, and I love y'all so much, and I can't wait to continue to create content that is going to be helpful for you and inspiring for you. So I have rambled on enough, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be sure to see you guys in my next video. Peace.